Hey guys, and welcome to this week's video of catamaranfreedom.com. My name is Gabriel, or some people call me Gabo, and I'm sorry I could only offer you guys this view today because since the COVID restrictions, we're not allowed to go down to the marina as of right now. But today I would like to discuss with you 10 different ways you could learn how to sail, and it's going to be a list that might be a little bit different than you're thinking. It's not going to be like, oh, how do you do this and how do you do this. It's going to be different ways of looking at how to learn anything, basically. So I mean, you obviously have like instructor courses and classes and stuff like that, and you have the online stuff, but when I look at something that I want to learn, I do it in a little bit of a different way, I think, and it's mainly because I really enjoy learning stuff, and I don't enjoy like a set curriculum where someone else tells me what I need to know. So I'm gonna show you a few ways that I learn stuff, and it's not about sailing only, it's about different stuff you want to learn, whether it's martial arts or sailing or climbing mountains or skydiving or whatever other stuff that I've done before. I've done it in a similar way. So I'm gonna offer you 10 tips, and they're straight off my website. And so if you have any more questions and you want to dive a little bit deeper into these thoughts, check out the website. It's catamaranfreedom.com/something. I'll put it in the link below. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is something called Cruise and Learn. And Cruise and Learn is basically when you go on a vacation and you take your crew, whatever it is, your family and friends or whatever, or you just go on your own and you sign up for a cruise, and during that cruise someone will take you around and show you how stuff are done, you know. So you would sail and have a vacation, and then you would also be taught how it's done. I think it's a pretty cool way of doing it. I really enjoy that way. There are some good benefits, and that's one of them. I would say is that you could well, you're on a vacation, right? So you can kind of do whatever you want. So you're on vacation, you enjoy the stuff, you enjoy the scenery, the weather and whatever, but you also get to ask a lot of questions. So you ask, you know, how does this work? And they teach you like more of a set curriculum. So you have your vacation time and you have your curriculum time, and they kind of mash that in together. So that's cool part. You get to combine vacation and learning stuff. I think one of the downsides are that if you're not properly connected with the same type of people that wants to learn the same stuff, you might be spending a lot of time on stuff you already know. So if you're very time efficient and you're very careful about how you spend your time, which I am, then this might not be the perfect way of doing it, but it's a cool way. It's called Cruise and Learn, so check that out if you want to do it. Okay, yeah, I also have to add that it's also a good way to meet people, because they are in the same mode, right? They're in vacation mode and learning mode, so you'll probably meet a lot of people that are, you know, just the same as you, and have the same interest. Number two, I would say, or another way of learning is to do online courses. For me, online courses has been, I mean, I think it's a great way to learn like the names of stuff and the basic terminology and all that crap, which honestly I still don't really know. That's between you and me. So, but it's one way to do it. Like, so you have these interactive images. I have that on my website as well. That's how I try to learn it myself. And so you have the interactive images. You can kind of tap on it and stuff like that. But like an online course would be more like, okay, today we do this, you do this, you do this. I think the good thing is you can repeat it as many times as you want. You do it at your speed, and if it's well done, it could be pretty fun. I mean, sometimes it's pretty fun. I've done a comparison between the ASA sailing course and the US sailing course. It's also on the website if you want to check that out. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's totally fine. And yeah. So I guess it's like reading books and stuff like that, but it's a little bit more interactive. I would say that's the cool stuff. So what else do we have? So obviously the main drawback on the online courses and everything that's theoretical is that you won't be able to actually do anything in the real world. So it's all like, if you misunderstand something, there's no way nature will correct you, let's say. So I think it's perfect for learning names, learning the theory behind stuff, but it completely lacks in the practical things, in the practical area. And another good thing is it's usually very cost effective, I would say. One of my favorite ways to learn, and the number 3 on this list, is the learn from a friend kind of thing. This is the favorite thing, because what you're basically doing is you tag along with a friend that knows the skill. You just ask them a lot of questions, and you ask them, hey, can you help me out with this? Can you do this for me? And can I try this? And you just ask stuff, and you learn, and you build that relationship, and you have fun. So that's, for me, that's the best part. Just learn from a friend that already has the skills. And the good part is also, if you have someone that really loves a subject, they will most definitely want to share that information. So when you start asking questions, they'll be more and more excited, and you'll be more excited to learn, and you will grow your relationship, and you will grow your skill set. And yeah, it's just great. I've done it for so many skills, and yeah, it's been fun. The fourth one is important, I would say, and it's more of a, it's not a separate way of learning, but it's a way you implement everywhere, and it's to teach yourself. And for me, it's one of the most important ways, because what it does is it takes away, it shifts the focus from someone else giving you education to you learning and acquiring a new skill on your own, which I think is super cool, because by the end of the day, no one can teach you anything. You have to learn. They can offer you material, they can offer you someone to listen to, and they can show you stuff, but it's up to you, whatever you want to put up here or not. So teaching yourself is great. And for me, right now I'm not that afraid of failing anymore, so I'm super keen on just going out and trying it, and if it doesn't work, I just shrug my shoulders and like, let's try it again, or that sucked. But just the experience of going out and trying something, I think, is super cool. So when it comes to like sailing and stuff like that, the first boat I bought together with some friends, I basically had no idea what I was doing. So we just bought that boat, we gave it a try. Of course, we're smart about it. You don't want to do stupid stuff. You want to go out, you want to be smart about it. But there's a difference between taking risks, which are okay, and taking risks that are, you're going to kill yourself or hurt someone else. So as long as you stay in the it's okay, it's just going to be make you look like an idiot kind of category, then go for it. As soon as you transition into the dangerous for you or someone else, that's where you stop, right? So make sure you understand this part and act within this part. But other than that, just go and try it out, check it out. You rip something, you break something, doesn't really matter. It's a learning experience. And yeah, just make sure you're safe and that stuff works. What else can we join? Oh, this one I really enjoy. So right now I have a friend that's in Mexico, traveling to Panama to go on a sailing ship from, I think they're going from south, somewhere down, even more down south, to Mexico. So they're going to jump on this ship, and they're going to be sailing for 2 or 3 weeks, and they will be, it's not a sailing course, but they will learn so much. They will discuss with the captain, they will see the weather, they will feel the weather, they will run the boat, they will do everything they can to learn stuff. So just join a crew and exchange skills. It's perfect. I think that's great. Like, it's what we were talking about before, but it's more of a, okay, I'm not here in a formal way to learn something. I'm just here to offer my skills, and that for them is to whatever they're doing now. I don't know if they're cleaning or they're just helping out in some way, but when they're helping out with whatever they can, they will also be learning about the sailing. So it becomes like an informal sailing course. Yeah, so that's cool. Just join the crew, tag along to wherever they're going. You'll find out if you like sailing or not. You'll learn so many things. And yeah, and there's also websites for this. You could check out Crew Seeker, and what's the other one called? I think it's called Find the Crew. And you could just, okay, this boat is going from this place this time, and that fits my calendar. Tag along, have a great experience, have an adventure, learn shit ton of stuff. Just go for it. And the other thing that was pretty interesting, like when we were in the Bahamas, there would be a lot of people hanging around in like marinas and bars and stuff like that. And once a ship would come in or sailor would come in, they would ask us, since we were the ships coming in, so where are you going? Can we tag along? Blah, blah, blah. And I think that's a pretty cool way of doing it. You just hang out at a beautiful marina bar for a week or two, and if you see a ship coming in that you want to join, you ask them and say, hey, can I join you for the next? I could help out with this. that's a pretty cool way of finding a crew. I think that's the best one, or at least it suits me the best part. I'm not sure it's very efficient, but it's like a fun way to do it, and you'll probably make a lot of friends. Even the ones who say no, it's gonna be like, okay, fun story. Yeah, and also there's so many different types of, you don't have to do like a catamaran sailing, do a sailboat or do a powerboat, do whatever. There's gonna be so many fun things out there. Number 6 is playing video games or sailing games in some way, or some kind of simulator. I guess it's the same thing here, right? You can do this, and I think it would help you out in learning the language and speaking sailing terminology and understanding, you know, what is this called, what is this called, what is tacking, what is jibing, how to navigate and stuff like that. And I think it's a good way to make it a little bit more of an unconscious learning situation, and it's a little bit of a immersion type of thing. So yeah, I think there's a risk that you will only learn a certain aspect of it because you're only playing a certain aspect of the game, but I think it's a good complement. Yeah, there are a couple of games. Yeah, check out the website. I can't remember the names, but they're on the website, and I think they're just a few dollars. And the ones I've tried, just, I don't know, I don't play a lot of video games, but it's kind of fun to add to the skill set. And of course, number 7, we have to talk about the old school sailing lessons, and that is just signing up for some sailing lessons, right? I think they're fine. The few I've done has been totally fine. You know, you know what you get. They're usually professional, at least if you go with the ASA or the US Sail. I've done the comparison, and it's not a big difference. But it's kind of a cool way to do it. You could do like in a chunk of time. You'll take like a week off, and then you go for a sailing sailing vacation, and you learn stuff during that. You take like a sailing course, and I think that's a pretty cool way of doing it, because that means it's efficient. Someone else takes care of everything. You just show up, they give you a boat, they give you everything, and you just, you know, hang around, and whatever you learn, right? So that's cool. And also they usually offer some kind of certificate, and for some people that's very important. For me, I don't really care, but it could be good for some ways. They also offer like ways to do it in a long term, like you would do it in over a half a year, and they do it in like an immersion time or immersion thing, like over a week. So there are different ways of doing it, and I think if you want to go, the easiest way is just to sign up for one of those, pay a shit ton of money, and then do it. And then you could add on more and more courses and stuff like that, and you build your kind of like package, and you can show somebody, oh look, this is what I know. It's not really like you actually know it, you just done the courses, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, sorry, I ran out of storage on my phone, but I'm back. So okay, number 8, charter a boat. So charter a boat is similar to the cruise and learn concept, but in this case you're just chartering a boat. You get a captain, you get a boat, and then, you know, you go on your vacation, but you use that opportunity to learn as much as you can from that captain. And if you have anything to say, you should get the captain that is formally trained as like an instructor, or is a good instructor, so you could get some extra benefits out of this cruise or out of this chartering experience. And the cool part is that you know, once you're sick of learning stuff, and when you've asked all the questions for today, you just lean back and let the captain do everything that is you know, paid to do. So you can learn as much as you want, and you can and vacation as much as you want. So, and you can steer the chartering into the stuff you want to do. So if you want to learn more about anchoring, charter the boat and the captain and go out and do anchoring stuff. And when you're sick of anchoring, go do something else. I think that's a really cool part of it. I think also the simplicity of it is a big deal. So you just get your captain, you get your boat, and you know, you just ask questions, and you figure out, and then you see more and more stuff, and then you realize, oh, I wonder why he does it that way, or why she does it that way. And then you ask how it works, and you ask for them to show you, and yeah, that's a super cool way of doing it. It's also similar to, you know, tag along with a friend, but obviously you're paying for a charter boat. So and this works in so many ways. It works every time I get like a mountaineering instructor, we want to climb a mountain or something like that, we do the same thing. Like, we ask a lot of questions, and we're like, oh, how does this work, show us this, blah blah blah. And then you're sick of it, and you just want to keep on doing it, keep on, you know, climbing up mountains. You just shut up and keep moving. That's cool. Number 9 is to go racing. I wouldn't say this is where you start out, but it's definitely a place to learn. And you can learn a lot from racing or competition or whatever you want to call it, because this is when you find out what works and what does not work. Even if it's a Brazilian jiu-jitsu competition, you'll find out that, okay, all that stuff I've been practicing is just worthless crap. And going racing is kind of fine-tuning that, you know. You've been doing all this stuff, and then you have like this time schedule. You need to be faster than other boats. Yeah. So you realize like, oh, this is very slow. Like this doesn't work. It just tanks up stuff. It works like a calm, nice day, but when you're in a little bit of a hurry, it makes no sense. And the fine thing about that is it pushes your limits, and it takes away a lot of stuff you don't need and skills that's just crap, and it pushes you to become a better sailor. And those set of skills you can use when times are a little bit more rough, like when the weather is bad or when things are just getting worse. It's not just a beautiful day sail, like you're on an ocean crossing or stuff like that. You can take all that racing experience, put it in there, and you'll be like more prepared, I think. So yeah, I think that's a cool part. And also the good part about racing is that during a race or stuff like that, it's actually pretty safe, right? Because there's a safety organization, so if something happens, people will come help you out. So that means you can kind of push the limits, push your own limits a little bit, and still feel comfortable and safe. You know, we're talking about the fun area where you can make a mistake and just look like an idiot, and then we're talking about the area which is you make a mistake and you hurt something. You want to stay over here, and racing is somewhere in the middle of here. So yeah, I think it's a cool thing. What else do we have? And I just want to make sure that you don't misinterpret this. So I'm not saying join a race team and become like an elite sailor. That's not the idea. The idea is to join like a team or something, to be a little bit more competitive, to push your limits and understand more about what sailing is, and to finally become more comfortable with the stuff you were not comfortable with before. So that's basically the best part, I think, with racing or competition style type of events. And the last one on the list, or one of the last points on the list, is just become a sailing instructor. So this might sound a little bit counterintuitive to some of you guys, like, but I don't know how to sail properly yet. How can I become an instructor? So actually, I think to become an expert in something or become an instructor in something, you don't have to know all the skills beforehand, right? If you want to become an expert, you have to build experience, and one great way to build experience is to work your way towards becoming an instructor. Because when you're working towards becoming an instructor, you'll have questions from the side. Like, people will look to you and they will ask like, how does this work? And then you realize, oh, I don't know, I need to figure that out. So you figure it out, you come back, and you have this sense of responsibility towards your students that, oh shit, I couldn't answer that, but I probably should be able to answer that. So you have someone to be accountable to, and that accountability is a very strong force in becoming better and learning more stuff. So even though you're not a super good sailor, see if you could go like an instructor program or something like that, and that will, I promise you, that's one of the few things I can promise, is that it will make you so much better, because nobody wants to look like a fool, right? So you want to be able to answer those questions, and if you want to explain something to someone, you really need to understand the concept. You can't just know the first layer of knowledge. You need to know what's behind, and you need to understand, okay, what are the questions people are going to answer. So becoming an instructor is going to make you so many times better of a better sailor. Yeah, that's about it. That's what I wanted to talk about today. And on the website, I won't discuss it here, I have a few more topics that I discuss, and I've taken all these pieces of information and I've made it into like, okay, so what's the best way of learning it? What's the fastest way of learning it, and what's the cheapest way of learning how to sail? I've compiled all that information, put it in there, so if you want to understand my thoughts on that, check the website out. It's catamaranfreedom.com/10 ways to learn. The link will be below somewhere, I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. I hope you found this interesting and enjoyable, and yeah, Catamaran Freedom. See ya.